Hello, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Yep, we are ready to go.
Welcome. I'm Dr. Olusola Ajide, your host on the Mentor Show, where we inspire you, help you reinvent yourself, and make a positive impact in your community, in your country, and on your continent. We mentor people across Africa. We bring you guests with inspiring life stories who are themselves transformation agents, making a positive change in their profession and nations. Subscribe to the African Coaching and Mentorship Initiative YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching us from. We are live. Yeah, welcome to the Mentor Show. I'm your host, Dr. Olusola Ajide, and tonight is going to be a great time. This evening, as you know, on this show, we inspire you to make positive impact in your community, to make positive impact in your country, and to make positive impact on your continent. And we bring you guests who are trailblazers, who are making transformational changes in their community, in their country, and on their continent. And tonight we have another guest who, all the way from the United States of America, from Long Island, who is going to be with us tonight, Miss T Talk. And it's going to be a great time, a great time tonight in which we'll learn again, like we always do, from the life stories of our guests, tips and tricks that will help us pivot to the next level even in 2021. So it's going to be a great time tonight. Please invite family and friend. Tell them we are live on my Facebook page, Olusola Ajide. We are live on Twitch at Africa Coaching and Mentorship Initiative. We are live on Periscope at Africa Coaching and Mentorship. So it's going to be a great time tonight. It's going to be a wonderful time. While we'll just wait for our guests, and it's going to be an amazing time even tonight. Well, perhaps I could just we'll just wait to have our guest, Miss T, talk tonight. And before she comes in, it's going to be a great show, a great show tonight. Okay. Trying to set up, having issues with my Facebook streaming, and I'm trying to re-add my Facebook to the streaming channel. Yep. It's on my Facebook page. It's going to be a great one tonight. Hey, our guest is in the house. Great. Our guest is in the house. Let me just waiting to join. Waiting for Miss TikTok to join. Hey.
Hello.
Hello. Hiya. You're welcome. Great. Let's have a drum roll for our guest tonight. Great, 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 great. Yeah, welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to the welcome to the Mentor Show. It's great. It's great having you with us.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah, welcome to the Mentor Show, and thank you very much for accepting to come on with us tonight. I know over there it's in the afternoon, isn't it? Yeah, welcome.
I can't really hear you.
You can't hear me.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me
Yes,
now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, all right. Okay, great,
Yes.
great. Welcome to the Mentor Show. Welcome. It's a privilege having you on our show today. Welcome. Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mentor Show. I'm your host on this show, Dr. Olushola Ajide. And on this show, we inspire you. On this show, we help you reinvent yourself, renovate yourself. And on this show, we help you make positive impact in your community, in your country, and on your continent. And we'll bring you guests who are trailblazers, doing great things, transforming their own communities and making positive impact in their sphere of influence in their country and on their continent. And tonight is no exception, like we always do. We have a wonderful guest tonight, Miss T Talk, all the way from Long Island in the United States of America, who is doing great things. She is an award-winning actress. She's an award-winning music person. She has a flair for media, anything media. And I was just, interested when let me use the word excited, when I was going back, looking at some of the interviews we did in 2017, 2018, and I said, wow, it's been a long one coming. And I could see the progression. And I said, wow, this is great. So it's a privilege having you on our show tonight. Welcome.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, welcome. Now, it's fascinating that you are doing a great work over there in the United States of America. But as we pronounce Miss T Talk, when we say Miss T Talk, nobody knows who Miss T Talk. Who is Miss T Talk?
Well, it started actually out in 2012.
Okay.
So my real name is Tiana.
Tiana,
But
okay.
I wanted to do a show. I was on YouTube. I'm like, I want to create a show where I can do all these interviews, and and I talk a lot.
Okay.
That's why the short for Tiana is T, and that's why I was like, okay, T Talk. So the show's called T Talk, and I just put the Miss in front of it. So I'm like, we're gonna make this Miss T Talk.
T Talk. All right.
Yeah, so that's where the name came from, all the way back in 2012.
Wow.
So it's been a journey since then, and ever since then, I've literally done over 100 interviews with different people, like photographers, videographers, actresses, artists, you name it. And then I branched off with T Talk and did a crime show called Missing on Long Island. So it's like so different than what I was doing for T Talk. So I have actually 2 shows.
Okay. Wow. Interesting. Now, the question will be, or maybe before I go to that question, let's go back to this point, is that take us back to Tiana at the age of 9. What were your dreams? What were your aspirations?
Well, I wanted to be a teacher.
A teacher, okay.
Or like a forensic scientist.
Okay.
Person. That's why I did the crime show. But I was always in front of the camera at an early age, always. So my dad like videotapes of me like dancing, singing. I was always active Back in the day, I did like baton twirling, which was so fun back in the day. And in school, I was just a very active child, and I always wanted to be in front of the camera. It didn't click until high school what I really wanted to do, or what I'm doing now. But 9, I knew your girl was a star. I wanted to be in front of the camera.
Now it is interesting, and like it's often said that between the age of 0 to 5, children already, psychologists have confirmed the fact that children already know what they want to do. Actually, they always know, this is what I'm going to do when I'm grown up. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. So it therefore means even for you at that particular age, you're already having a vision of where you are going to. This is how I'm going to go. Even though you might not have, as a small child, not know how would I get there, but already you have a vision of what and why, where you are seeing yourself in the future, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I knew then. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be on TV. I want to be on TV. I don't know how, but I want to get on TV. And I didn't know, like, in high school, like, you could take radio and TV classes. So I did it.
Interesting. Oh, interesting. Now, look at your journey based on the issue of from that particular 2012 till now. You've done over 100 shows, lots of interviews and everything. What brought about your interest, particularly for the aspect of music? Because I find that most of the people you interview, majority of them are from the music genre. I think various kind of music genres, but at least what's the connection between Miss T Talk and music?
I think with music, I'm a music lover. I love music so much, any type of music, and I feel like from Long Island, there's a lot of musicians and a lot of artists, especially in New York, and they need a platform to narrate their story, to talk about how they brought up and how, and then it just falls into a lot of musicians. Even, when I've interviewed a lot, like a lot of musicians. But I love that when I do these interviews, I actually listen to their music, see where they came from, and everybody's so unique and so different. And I felt like they definitely needed a platform. For that. So that's why I wanted to. That's why I've been doing. A lot of music artists. So that's a good observation.
Yeah. I see. I look at, and some of your guests have been on Motown, like the one you had with the guy on Motown who now has his own label. I listened to that interview with Jay Holiday. I listened to that interview with some great conversation looking at the aspect of the music industry. But there's a particular one which I wouldn't know if you've paid attention to, or maybe you're thinking of doing something about, and that came out from the Jay Holiday interview. Now, about the issue of the mental health of those in the music industry or the creatives generally. What do you think about that?
I think with mental health with artists, I think that is very important to talk about, because I don't think that mental health, this is my opinion, this is like what I've been around, what I've seen, it wasn't talked about as much. I think artistry is talked about way more than mental health. And for an artist, as of him, he was very popular in the early 2000s, and then then the industry got, really took over, his mental, and that happens with all artists. These are glamorous artists that are going through mental health issues, and I feel like it needs to be talked about, because mental health has been such a bigger conversation now. I feel like growing up, I never even heard the term mental health growing up. Now in my 20s, I'm like, wow, people really, like, how do we deal with anxiety? How do we deal with stress? How do we deal with mental health if we're going through, depression state, especially in COVID-19 and being quarantined? I think that's very important, because, the suicide rates have gone up. And I think it's, very important to talk about that with artists, because we look at these artists and we think that they're like, they have like this life, they have all this money, they have all that. As I said before, I believe that money can't buy happiness.
Mm-hmm.
Money can buy all the materialistic things that you want, but that's gonna probably make you temporary happy. So I think that was very important to bring up mental health with Jay Holiday.
Now, it's very interesting that as you are having this conversation with all these guests, now there is the aspect of which in counseling, in which there are times in which the person you are counseling, if you are the counselor, the person could try to project what they are going through on you, on you. How have you, as a person, having listened to all these interviews and all these stories and everything, how have you preserved your own mental health?
How have I preserved my mental health?
Yeah.
That's a really good question. I think. Wait, I have a question. Am I really close to the camera, or am I like not?
Oh, well, you're okay. You're close to the camera. You're close to the camera, but you're okay. At least,
Okay.
yeah.
Because sometimes it will show like I'm like mad close, but okay. My mental health. How I've been taking it. Day by day, because I have a lot of jobs.
Okay.
I do Instagram Live. I have a show called Missing on Long Island. Then I have another show. Then I have a full-time job, and I think battling all of those jobs and to really it's hard because it's really hard. But what I try to do, which has been very helpful, I love YouTube, so I listen to a lot of guided meditations, affirmations. Talk to myself like I am worthy, I am. I am powerful, I'm beautiful. Like to really just talk. I think that you are your own best friend, and to talk yourself, big yourself up. I think that has been very important for me. So I've definitely been dealing with it like that. Going on platforms like this, interviewing different people, that is actually what makes me really happy. Because I'm giving my energy towards these people. I'm giving you guys my time. I'm giving you guys a lot, and I just feel like it just makes me happy that people are tuned in, people are watching for me, coming out with different projects here and there, and that's what keeps me going. The people.
Interesting. Carrie Brown says you are too close to the camera.
Am I?
Carrie Brown says you are close to the camera. So. Well, I think you're okay because at least you have a particular angle, which for me it's
because in some lives I'm really close. Like I don't see anybody that's commenting or anybody that's in here because I'm probably really close.
Okay, all right.
I don't know why it does that.
Okay, that's okay. If that's cool. Okay, that's okay now. Okay, that's cool.
I can't see anybody that's in here or anything like that. I don't know why it does this with me. It's okay. I'm trying to move back.
Okay. And I think that's brilliant. Now, Carrie Brown says there are too many. She say he or she Carrie and Brown says too many crazy people in the world. Oh,
yeah.
It says everyone takes Xanax pills and chill. Forgive my ignorance. What is Xanax pills?
Wait, say that again.
Xanax pills and chill.
That's drugs.
Oh.
Those are drugs.
So Xanax is drugs because she Carrie.
Xanax is drugs.
Okay, so it therefore means also, as you are trying to address this aspect of the mental health, the mental well-being of the creatives, then also this aspect of drugs also. He or she says it's a pill. What's in your own conversation and in your own journey of this period? How have you? What have you overcome, or what have you seen with this particular group of people who are creatives using drugs and all those things?
I think that a lot of people are using oh the the see I don't know who's on drugs and who's not on drugs.
Okay.
To be honest, I
Okay.
don't look at that.
Okay.
I don't. But that people have to use it as an outlet.
Okay.
Drugs are not okay.
Okay.
But if I don't know what to say to that because I don't. People are gonna do what they want to do. People are grown. If that's an outlet for them, I mean, I don't know if I have an opinion on drugs.
Okay. So Carrie says she's a female. She says Xanax is a pill for anxiety, actually.
Oh, yeah. I think I don't. I just know that Xanax is I think you can overdose on Xanax. I don't know. I don't do any of that. I don't know. No, that's a form of drug.
Interesting.
I'm so upset. I want to see these comments.
Oh, you're not seeing the comments, is it?
No,
Are you using a filter or something that is blocking it?
No, I don't see. This happened to me on another live. Can I come out and come back in?
That'll be fine.
Okay, all right, I'm done. I'm gonna do that. Hold on.
That'll be fine. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you see our guest just get the ball rolling, talking about growing up and what she dreamed and aimed of becoming when she was actually a little child. And mostly because of her family background and the way things are happening and the way in which her parents, her father, always recording her, she always wants to be in front of the camera. And that has influenced pretty much who she is today, making significant impact, using her presence even to make positive impact in the life of people through her show and all the people she's interviewed in trying to give them platform, that life of service. And I think in this 2021, for you as a person to make a positive impact, if you determine to give a life of service. And Carrie Ann Brown, thank you very much. You said you are a nurse. I know you are already, giving for service, giving to service, helping people to make positive change, helping people who are, going through series of health challenges and all those kind of things. And I think that's pretty much is what is needed to go through this current situation that we are going through now in the world. The act of service. The act of service would help you forget about yourself. Excellence. Yeah.
I'm back.
You're back. Excellent.
And I think I'm regular. Am I regular, guys?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, excellent. This is bad. This is good. Now, so our guest has told us about the issue of helping other people, giving people platform, and I think that's very, very important, particularly dealing with this COVID. Decide, instead of looking at yourself, decide what can I do? How can I help people? How can I serve people? Even if I'm locked down in my house, how can I serve other people and make their day better? If you do that, it will bring you out of whatever situation or dungeon as it were you are, to pivot and come out and be a new person, to reinvent, as it were, yourself. And I think what do you think to that, Ms. T-Talk?
So what do I think?
To the issue of developing an attitude of service, trying to help other people and not look on oneself, not be looking inward, but to look outward. How can I help other people who are going through stuff during this particular COVID period?
How can we help them? See, that's a good question, because that makes you really think of that. I think it also has to deal with power.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, speedy sanction. I think it is better to stay home if you wanted to help somebody. I've been slowly kind of going out. I go to the gym. So I really want to make sure that I'm healthy and I can stay healthy. But you can definitely, people thought it was better to stay home. I don't know how it was COVID there. What part of Africa are you in?
I'm not in Africa actually. I'm in the UK.
You're in the UK.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the show is Africa because we mentor quite a lot of people in Africa.
Yes. So how is it in the UK now?
We are still on lockdown from the 26th of December. We've been in lockdown. We've been in lockdown since 26th of December. So children are homeschooling, and everybody. I've been working from home, my home office since December, since January.
Oh my gosh. So like, you guys can't do any like dining out?
No dining. You can only go to the supermarket to make purchase, to get grocery, but you can't go to, no gym is open, no, even children have been studying at home. They're just about thinking of opening up the schools for children, hopefully from next week, from those in kindergarten,
Wow. So you guys are really like New York. We can actually dine in, gym. This is why we're not getting any better.
Because you allow it, yeah. And also in the UK, we now have a new variant which is very mutant, and like Carrie Ann Brown is a nurse, and she's very knowledgeable, and she saying that we are quite a lot of the number of health in the UK has gone to up the way to 100 and something thousand deaths, and that's quite challenging for the government. So, but slowly and slowly, the number of deaths is reducing. The number of those in the hospitals is also reducing. Earlier on, has produced a rise in domestic abuse and thoughts of suicidal thoughts.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about before. I think that because we also have to understand that people are inside of their houses with their abusers. They can't really go anywhere and get any help or anything like that. So I think that's sad. Like like the case of domestic violence is probably going up, and then honestly, people that are dealing with suicide, that's definitely going up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So the point I was making earlier was the fact that for any person going through challenges, and when this lockdown and everything is hinging on them, to try and flip their perspective and say, okay, enough of me now. That's what I meant earlier. Enough of me. Okay, now I'm in my house. What can I do from this my house? Because when this particular my show started last year, May, the scenario I painted was imagine the fact that you are going to be in your house for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
In your room for the next 5 years, and you are not going to come out of your room for the next 5 years. And in that 5 years, you need to make money, you need to, make positive impact in the community and in your nation. What will you do?
In those you're basically like, how can you survive?
Yes. The point where I'm driving at is, if people get to think of a worst case scenario, the creativity which all of us have would definitely come out.
Yes, I think the creativity, it's so crazy because locking yourself in a room for a long period of time, you don't have that much tools and stuff. I mean, we have our phone, we have the internet. But I feel like if we're in first off, I think that people should definitely get work at home job, stay at home job. I think that's definitely important. A lot of jobs have become remote. My job is remote now. And I think, and to be honest with you, us as creators, we can still be creative. Like you just said, like you just made your show in May 2019. It's almost been a year since you made your show. I just started to do Instagram Lives. I think we can definitely still be creative. And I definitely think that even though the idea of staying inside your room for 5 years, you know how many books there is, you can kind of stay sane. There's definitely, I love you too, there's shows. Imagine if you said stay home with no electricity, then we're all dying. but we're staying home, and I think it's definitely, you can also, be creative. And I think that the creativity levels heighten because you're stuck in one place. So it's forcing you to think. The being outside outside, breathing the air outside, um, you know, it can definitely kind of mess up your levels of your habitat. And I think that I have been more creative. This last year was one of my most successful years, even though it was COVID, because I created these shows. You could network even more.
Correct. Correct. I reached out to you on through the Instagram. Yep.
I didn't know you prior, but I think that this COVID, and if we've stayed in the house for 5 years, is pushing us to network and go even harder and meet different new people.
Yep.
You can pick up the phone and go on live right now.
Yep.
People, if they're available, who have Wi-Fi, who have their phone charged, you can do that. I think that forces us, since we can't be outside of the world, touchy, Billy, is forcing us to be creative on the internet.
Yeah.
And I think it's an amazing thing. It's forceful. This forced us to get creative. The creators.
Yeah. Interesting. Now, let's go to this other aspect. How would you, as a person, define creativity?
I like that. Creativity. I mean, creativity comes in different shapes, forms, and sizes. I think because creativity can be unique, I wouldn't say it can be different. I mean, you've always wanted to be different, and people definitely want to be different. But to be creative, being a creator, what are you creating from the ground up? What are you building?
Yeah. Are you?
Being creative.
Yeah.
So you being a you're being a creative, and because you made the show, people have made thousands of shows, but you're still creative. The questions, how you ask, what you ask, is still being creative. So I think putting ourselves in different positions can definitely challenge our creativity, and I think that's supposed to be creative, just making something of your own, from your own foundation, from the ground up.
So it's therefore it means that for any person should look at themselves and try to see, okay, what are the things that they have in them as in skills, strength, and what they are good at, and the kind of thing that interests them, and see. And I keep coming back when it comes to the issue of creativity, to the aspect of understanding your why.
Your calling. Your why.
Yes. Understanding your why, which will determine with what you want to create, and to say, when you understand your why, you'll be able to understand your constituency, or the people, the group of people which you think you are calling out for, and see, okay, what can I do to reach out to these people? What can I serve? Taking me back to what I asked earlier about the issue of service. What can I serve this group of people that I am created to meet, or to give something that will be beneficial to them? Interesting. Now let's go back. Now, for you as a person, have you ever gone through any challenge in life?
Oh yeah, definitely.
How did you overcome them?
I think one of the biggest challenges for me was, to be honest, with school.
Okay.
I think that was a big challenge, because I wasn't working going to school. I was just this little girl. Well, I wasn't little. I was a few years ago. Just going to school, and that was the biggest challenge, to get up every morning, because I went to school an hour away from here every day. So, and to create and to complete assignments, and to have them do, and I'm so glad that I'm done with school, and
Okay.
I don't have I'm not doing school. I'm not in a pandemic throughout college, but that was one of my biggest challenges. That I would say a recent challenge. It was 4 years ago, but I went to school for 5 years straight. Didn't stop. That was challenging, but I'm so glad that it was done, and I overcame it, and I thank God. I'm like, oh my God, I did this. very big accomplishment, but it's hard.
What was your major? What was your major?
Radio and television.
Radio and television.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Which is in line with what you are doing.
What I'm doing
What
now.
what you are
Yeah.
doing now. What you have always dreamed to do. And ladies and gentlemen, I think at this point, before I let you going on, I need to underscore the point that in life, wherever your dreams are, there's always a need to hone it, to get skill, to get more things, to make you better. Like our guest has told us tonight. Earlier, she, as a person, was dreaming to be in front of the TV, and she saw the need to go to school and get that certificate, even though the certificate would not actually validate you as a person, but it will only hone the skill, only help you to give you
Exactly.
all the practical skills, as it were, to make you to be better than what you were before, isn't it?
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Yeah, yeah. So now the aspect of the school. So how did you overcome those challenge of schooling, going to school during that period, having that, seeing it as more like as a chore? Oh, I'm going again. How were you able to overcome that?
With the grace of, it was more of this is an end goal. I gotta work towards an end goal for myself. I had to. That was basically, I would say, what it was. The end goal was to get my degrees. I got 2 degrees, so I got an associate's and a bachelor's. So I think that the end goal is what pushed me. When I was done, oh my God, I was like, oh, I'm done. What do I do next? What's next? And what was next was me creating T-Talk. I created T-Talk. I created in 2012, but I got back on it and motivated myself to do the show. I did over 100 interviews since I graduated out of college.
Oh, that's about 4 years, since 4 years ago.
Yeah, I graduated in 2017. So from 4 years till now, about 120, 30 interviews under my belt since then.
Interesting. Now, because your shows, it means people coming to you have a studio. How did you overcome that aspect of getting a studio and all the equipment, the lighting, the recording, the camera? How did you overcome all those challenges?
Well, luckily, my boyfriend, he got me the cameras and stuff like that at the time, and those are expensive. They're like $1,000 cameras, and editing software, my MacBook, it costs a lot of money to do what you want to do. So at first I wasn't in the studio. I was like, oh, I want to get to a studio. Oh my God, because I was just going to people's houses. I was driving people's houses, people's studios for a good 60 episodes. That's 60 times. And
Wow.
I did that. Then from the studio, I did about 40 interviews in the studio. So that was such a great time because I had my own little home of T-Talk right here, and then I focused on another show, so I kind of stopped doing the studio, and then I do Instagram Live. So Instagram Live, I have almost 50 interviews for a year. That's almost one interview a week. So I've been doing Instagram Live since March of 2020. It's about to be a year.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Yes.
Well, this show also started in May 2020, and between then and now, except for the month of, I think, September, October, which I had an holiday somehow, every week we have 2 guests every week.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I try to do now.
Yeah, 2 guests every week, Tuesdays and Fridays. So it's just very interesting. So now, tell us, what's now the next? What's next? Apart from all this you've done, I know this content you have created. This content are on Instagram, on maybe your YouTube channel and things. What are the next things? What are your plans for the future? What are the things you're looking to?
Well, I definitely see myself on TV, directing, producing different shows, being in the forefront. Maybe I want to pursue probably acting a little bit more, but the T-Talk brand, I really want to see myself interviewing high-profile celebrities, really get that under my belt, really challenge myself with that because I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Really see those big celebrity interviews on on TV, on a different platform, my platform. Also, my show Missing on Long Island, I want that on like Netflix, I want that on Lifetime, I want that on somewhere. That has potential to get picked up. Because I have what is that, 250,000 views on my show, on that show. On
Now
YouTube.
that show, Miss Long Island, it's just talking about, it's talking about fashion or just broadly anything.
No, it's talking about missing people in Long Island.
Oh,
People
just
like
missing people. Okay, all right. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So then I interviewed like the moms and family members of people that went missing on Long Island. It's a totally different. You watch, you go, Tiana did this, Miss T Talk, yeah. So I created a team, solid team, shot it, recorded it. And the first episode got 226,000 views, I think. So it's
And it's
phenomenal.
broadcasted to YouTube, is it?
Yeah, YouTube. So YouTube, yeah, Miss T Talk. You type in Miss T Talk or you type in Missing on Long Island, and then you see it. So that's gonna definitely. I want that to be picked up, and I just want to see myself in different rooms, different production studios. I think I can do it. I think I got the power and manifest, and I can definitely see myself in it.
Interesting. And I think that's, ladies and gentlemen, like our guest is told us tonight, and I think that's very important. This aspect of believing yourself, you need to break away every limiting belief, as it were. Without breaking those limiting beliefs, those shackles, you will not be able to attain and go to the next level. You need to stop all the stories you're telling yourself in your head and say, no, you cannot do it. Who are you? What? You need to stop all that, like our guest tonight, and just say, go for it. You are able to do it. You are able to do it. If you believe, you are able to do it. You are the only person stopping yourself. Like our guest tonight, Ms. Titok, has told us, you can do it if only you believe it. You can do it if only you believe it. You can do it if only you believe it. And go for it. And like one of my guests yesterday told us, not surrounding yourself with people who don't believe in you. Ensuring that the people around you are people who believe that which you have recognized is what you want to serve to the world.
Yes.
Is believing those things that, oh, this is what I want to serve to the world. This is why I'm in the world. And because this is why I'm in the world, I'm going to serve my fruit, as it were. I'm a fruit, as it were. I'm going to serve it to the world. And anybody who doesn't want to take the fruit, well, they should just move aside. They should move aside, and I'm going to continue to serve my fruit to the world.
Yes. Those are my friends in here.
Okay, all right.
Dante and Tyler. Hi, fellas.
So it's important for us to move. Now, let me ask, even though you're doing all these things, I'm a researcher and I'm always passionate about corporate social responsibility. I'm passionate about community engagement. Now, what kind of corporate social responsibility activities does Ms. T-Talk get involved with?
When it comes down to
Corporate social responsibility, any social action, as it were. Social action.
you got to explain that in a different.
Okay, in a different way. Now, more so like just like your why. You understand your why. Now, for Miss T-Talk is now a brand, as it were.
Yes.
And there will be things you get passionate about. Along this conversation, we've mentioned the issue of mental health. We've mentioned the issue of domestic abuse. Ms. Brown told us earlier about the issue of domestic abuse and about the issue of, our health and things like that. So what are the things you are passionate about? Apart from missing people, what are the things you are passionate about in the community? Is it the health of people? What are the things, what are the social causes, as it were, that you are passionate about?
Got the question. Yes. I am definitely passionate when it comes down to what I'm from, Long Island. It's about storytelling.
Okay.
Telling your story. I definitely, that's what I have the platform so people can come on and tell their stories, whether it's a turmoil story or whether it's a breakthrough story. I think that people need to narrate their stories sometimes on social platforms, and I'm glad that I can I care about people's mental health. I care about the depression. I care about that. And some people can come on my show and talk to me about that and tell my views about that. And I think that me being an outlet is amazing. So I'm going to continue to be that outlet for individuals who are, going through a tough time, getting through something, celebrating something. Like, I'm that platform for each and every aspect. And I want to give that and give them that of me, what I've been doing.
Interesting. So, in closing, so your day job, is it in line with what you do in the media aspect?
No, not at all. Like, not at all.
Not even connected.
No, I'm a sales representative. Has nothing to do with media, nothing to do with TV, nothing to do with anything that I've been doing.
But I see a connection in there, actually. I see a connection.
You can, because you're talking to different companies.
Yeah. Because that is what, for you as a person, that is your personality. That is what you enjoy doing. So it's just changing the script or changing the person you are talking to. You're not talking to a camera in this instance. You're talking to a particular person or you're trying to close a deal. So it's still the same talking because it's still what you enjoy doing.
Yes,
isn't it?
That is true.
Yeah.
That is definitely true.
Yeah.
So.
And ladies and gentlemen, I think this is very important, which I tell people, that recognizing and knowing yourself, your personality, your skills, your strength is important for your own success, because you will be able to know how to deploy your arsenal, if you like to call it that way, for you to be able to achieve your plans, achieve your purpose, and for you to be successful in whatever field or sphere of influence you determine to go into. So I think it's been a wonderful time having you with us today, and thank you so much. I know you are very busy, and for you to create time to be with us on the Mentors Show. So I guess as much as possible, this is the Mentors Show. I assume that you have some young ladies that you are mentoring.
Actually, I don't now. Well, not before. But I'm going to start doing mentorships because a lot of people have asked me. I just wanted to be at a place where I think that I'm worthy to do that.
Okay.
I also have an ebook out. So if people want questions about the media, a book called Harness the Power of Media Boosting, just a cute little ebook that lets you know how to maneuver in this industry without a big name and how to create your own media brand from scratch, from the ground. And but I do think I'm going to start a mentorship program. But the program, it has to be like elite. It has to be like the program.
Interesting. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a great evening.
You too. Cheers. Bye. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a wonderful time tonight with our guests, Miss T Talk, all the way from Long Island in the United States of America. And we've talked on various aspects, various issues that has to do with our own passion for real-ish. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. Kiki Zoe, thank you for joining us. King James Worthy, thank you for joining us. Young Ray 10_10, thank you for joining us on the Mentor Show. We are going to come back on our show on Tuesday. We have, again, interestingly enough, another guest all the way from the United States of America, Dr. Stephanie Aiden, that will be with us on Tuesday, 7:15 GMT, 2:15 EDT time. That's New York time on Tuesday. So be with us again on Tuesday when we'll bring you another wonderful lady. Our guest coming on that day, she ran for the position of mayor in Florida, in one of the counties in Florida, and she will be with us to also tell us a story of how she was able to pivot and is making positive impact in our own sphere of influence. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Bye.